What's going on, you guys? I must talk about Eibach a little bit here before we get going in our day with the CRV. Now, we got back last night, and man, it was such an interesting drive with this car. Yes. So if you guys have kept up with the Instagram post, by the time you guys see this video, it's like a week ago now, but the Instagram post showed pretty much my trip there and trip coming back and what had happened with the car. But before I talk about the car, guys, you guys made Eibach such a badass experience for me in all of the 6 years that I've been going. This by far was probably the best one, especially with the interaction with you guys. You guys showed me so much love right when I came in, right when I came off the track, and pretty much throughout the whole day. So much that I didn't even walk the freaking car lot, like check out all the other builds other than the ones that I saw heading towards the vendor's booth from the end of the track. But regardless, I'm seeing all the cars through the social media, and regardless, I had such a blast. The car itself got hurt a little bit. I don't know in which way, but the car has been spewing a lot of oil from the catch can, like excessive blow by, you know what I mean? The car has no loss of power. The car has no misfires whatsoever, but it is spewing so bad that every couple hundred miles I had to add another quart of oil just to ensure it won't spin a bearing on my way back home. We drove a total of 953 miles, alternating drivers between me and Alex. Thank you, Alex, for coming with me, and I hope you had a great time. Thank you to Alex and Melly and Alejandro for the hospitality. You guys put a roof over our heads because we didn't want to drive back after Eibach, which would be a 24-hour SoCal trip. Instead, we had a place to stay, and we both got our rest before heading back up north the next morning. We got home safe and sound. The car is a trooper. It drove amazing, other than the blow-by that was going into the car. I had to plug up some of the holes to you know, make sure the smoke wasn't going to kill us when we got home. But we made it back home safe and sound. The car still turns on. We also broke the clutch cable, and Alex fixed it with a coat hanger tied onto the turbo manifold here, and it did his job literally all the way home. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to work on Sun's CRV. You guys have seen his intercooler. It was something they did like the night before track, or the dyno, and they just kind of put it together just to get it to work so we can get the ball rolling. So today I'm going to be working on the charge pile. I'm going to try to tuck it as close as possible to the frame rail, and then we're going to try to fit his JDM bumper right here. This one has the fog lights. He also has the fog lights right here. I believe this is a replica, but it is a really nice replica of the JDM RD1 bumper. I just got home from Harbor Freight. I went to go get another blade for my bandsaw because mine kind of chewed itself out. I hope you guys had a safe Cinco de Mayo. We were on our way home on that day. It was also my mom's birthday, so a little bit later today, my family and I are going to be going to dinner for my mom's birthday from yesterday. So right here, standing up top, you can see how the driver's side just literally bulges out of the you know, the shape of the bumper here, as well as the passenger side. Well, passenger side is not so much. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to be redoing the charge piping bottom side for the most part, because I want this to curve back with the frame. You can see how all that space back there allows me to angle it back that way to go with the curvature of the bumper, and on both sides pretty much. And I'm going to try to get rid of this S shape that's right here, because that is literally hitting the frame and just makes everything super tight up here. So I'm going to do that for this one. That side, I'm going to try to tuck it super close to the reservoir, because this is in the way for doing a full, you know, 180, and he wants to keep this. So I'm gonna have to like pie cut some way somehow to go through here and tuck it up as close as possible to go to the turbo. Yeah. So we are back from my mom's birthday dinner, and what I have done before we left was pretty much chop this one-piece charge pipe into multiple different bends to see if I can try to make, you know, a really nice tight fitted charge pipe. Now I know Sun didn't want too many couplers on, you know, his intercooler system, so I'm debating if I want to put a couple here, because maneuvering this one whole piece was already painting the booty hole. So he came here earlier, I wasn't home, was gonna give me a hand, but I mean, I literally just got home. So right now I have this little short 45, and then I'll have the straight piece right here. Then the one that I'm gonna have right here is probably gonna be this guy. I'm not sure yet. I definitely got to put a little pie cut right there to turn this guy in really nice and tight. That's gonna go up somewhere there, and then I cut this end off because it was a weird position on my bandsaw to cut, so I just cut it right there. This piece, I'm gonna trim this back about another inch, and that's gonna connect to this guy. It's gonna point straight down, and then it's gonna go somewhere right there. But it's going to be a lot higher because obviously right now it's hanging out way too low. So it's going to be somewhere up here, and then the other 90 right there, like I said, is going to be somewhere like that, and then a pie cut there. So I got this guy all tacked up. If someone argue with me that I have a coupler right here, he can fight me, but I'm putting a coupler there to make ease of removal, and I got pie cut there, tucked in here. These are all tacked into place, no more tape. Just double checking it one more time before I fully weld it. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to fit this one now because I got a couple of hours before I cut noise. So once I get that fitted up, I can spend the rest of the night welding all of the joints together, and tomorrow we'll try to fit the bumper. What's up, guys? Late start here in the day, but I didn't get to finish the mock-up of the driver's side yesterday, or last night I would say. That was the last piece to the puzzle, and you know, given that this car has AC and the frame is a little, you know, different, I had to make some weird bends and stuff to clear the AC line, dump tube right there, and you know, here we are with the finished product. Regardless, everything is fitted and it's working out really well. So now I am going to pull all of these off and get them all welded up. Finally we are done with the charge pipe. I'm liking the way it came out, how it curves in like that, so we can fit the fog light. I test fitted the bumper earlier, and I'm sure we have enough clearance for the fog light. Now, Son is not worried about running the fog lights, but it'll look retarded with a big old hole there. So right here, this piece is 1 unit all the way to the turbo down there. Still kind of hangs low, but I told Son to paint this bottom part black. It definitely sit higher than the oil pan, so we're good there. This side over here is 2-piece. He originally told Alex he didn't want to run a second coupler here, but for ease of removal, I put one there. So this is 1 piece, goes up. That's the 2nd piece right there. And now we can fit the bumper. Bumper is slightly on, and it needs to go up another 1.5 inches for these tabs to get up top so we can secure it. And as far as I'm seeing, the intercooler, it's installed super low, so the bottom of the intercooler is actually preventing the bumper from going up, and it needs to go up another 1.5 inches. The intercooler is definitely going to be sticking out underneath the bumper about here. I need to cut the edge of this grill to clear the coupler right there, but the piping is going to be sitting in here, which is good, and plenty of clearance for his fog light on both ends. I had to trim this piece off right here because this was preventing the bumper from going further back and up. So I believe the JDM bumper has its own JDM bumper support, and we don't have it. So I cut this piece off, I drilled the top, and I also trimmed the bumper right here in the edge. This looked like this guy, but I had to trim it for the coupler, this one as well. I'm test fit it one more time, or probably more times after that, and try to get this bumper to fit. But so far it's looking very promising. Dude's out here slinging transmission out of trunks and shit. All-wheel drive transmission. Damn, fool, why is this shit so clean?
That one's from Miller, from Junkyard.
Oh, this one's from Miller.
Yeah.
Did all that work for you. This one's got all the reinforced shift forks, so you're probably gonna have to do that when you do the Ellis 5th in that one. So that way you can bang gears all day.
But I'm not gonna bang
What
gears.
in the world?
I'm not gonna bang gears though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, what you doing, bro?
Drop that bitch.
Damn, guys. The last clip was a couple hours ago. This bumper, USDM support, all that crap, it's been a pain in my booty. Oh, Jesus, that's how you strip stuff, son. No, it ain't. Hey, what does Carrie always say?
Not my car.
Not my car. But anyways, we got one side fitted up really nicely. The bumper is bolted there, and the other side, and plenty of room to put the fog light on. So right now we're taking it back out. We're going to clamp that side up 100% in place. This side we still got to maneuver it. I think we're going to have to cut the bottom of the bumper a little bit because this piping actually goes down around the frame instead of, you know, tucked up and then going to, you know, going up like this one is. But we're gonna have to trim it a little bit. Son's okay with it, so we're gonna do that now, and hopefully one last time, son. One last time. I did a lot more than I was supposed to. Son knows that, but he knew it, didn't tell me, and got myself into a lot of mess, guys. But I'm happy with the way it came out, so I'm finally done with this thing. He's gonna take it home tonight because Pick is also here. I don't know if you guys seen him earlier. We have his CRV. We're gonna be doing a B20 VTEC swap tomorrow, so you guys stay posted with that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button because a lot more content is coming after this. We don't have track for another month, so I got a lot to do. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.